Welcome to the Shift into What's Next podcast, where embracing change can ignite a world of possibilities. Hey now, I'm your host, Elise Ancel, and welcome back to a space where we have real conversations, the kind that holds space for the tension between faith and frustration. The seasons that try to shake us, but still somehow don't break us. Today's episode is simply called, This Season, Dry. Let me be real with you. This season I'm in, it's dry, and not just a little inconvenient. And the irony of it all, I'm living in a place literally called the Fountains, with fountains and waterfalls. Beauty is all around me. Everything in this place is named for flow, but lately, nothing in my life has felt like it's flowing. And that disconnect got me thinking, how often do we find ourselves in places that look like they should bring abundance but still feel dry? You step into what you believe is a God-directed opportunity, but nothing is happening. You say yes to the next chapter, but the pages won't turn. I know it's frustrating, it's confusing, and if you're not careful, it can feel personal, like maybe you missed it, or worse, like maybe God's forgotten about you. But I want to pause right there and offer this. Dry doesn't mean forgotten, and delay doesn't mean denial. Sometimes the season is dry because God is doing something bigger. He's not punishing you. He's planting something, and planting always feels quiet at first. I was reminded of Ezekiel in that valley of dry bones. God didn't say, wait and see what happens. He said, speak to it, prophesy life. So that's what I'm choosing to do right now in this dry place. Even when I don't see movement, even when I don't feel inspired, even when the only thing that seems to be flowing is time passing me by, I'm speaking life to the dry places, to the buried ideas, to the places that have gone silent in my life. Because here's the truth. If God brought me to a place called the Fountains, He didn't do it to leave me empty. And if it looks dry now, trust that He knows how to bring water from a rock. So let's take a second and really sit with this. Where in your life do things feel dry right now? Maybe it's your career, your creativity, a relationship, or even your sense of purpose. Sometimes the dryness doesn't hit all at once. It sneaks in quietly until you suddenly realize, wait, nothing's moving here anymore. And that realization can sting, but naming it is the first step in reclaiming hope. You're not alone in this. Next, what's something you stopped expecting just because it's been quiet too long? Think about the prayers you used to pray boldly, the dreams you tucked away, the areas where your faith used to rise up naturally, but now feels hesitant. It's okay to admit that hope feels heavy sometimes, but don't confuse God's silence with His absence. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. And what would shift if you started speaking life instead of bracing for disappointment? Imagine, if you will, waking up and saying, today might not look different, but I'm still expecting God to move. That kind of faith doesn't ignore reality. It just doesn't let reality set the final word. Even a whisper of hope has power when spoken in a dry place. Speaking life doesn't mean forcing positivity. It means choosing to believe that dry seasons don't cancel divine promises. So as we wrap up, think about this. Even if this season is dry, it's not wasted. God is still present, still working, still able to bring a flood to what looks like a drought. So don't give up. Don't stop speaking life, and don't underestimate what can grow in dry ground, especially when God is the one holding the rain. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay expectant, and trust that the flow is coming. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and like, share, or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, and feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear how your shift is unfolding.